sports. Two teams who need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Bortles' Jaguars going up against Newton's Panthers. With that, let's get up to Charlotte, North Carolina, as we bring in our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and James Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On first down, it's Newton. And incomplete to open things up. The intended target that time was Jonathan Stewart. And it's second down. Kelvin Benjamin has to be a feature of this offense that's on your screen now.
Definitely a #1 receiver, a huge target with some speed. It's almost like go-go gadget when he goes up to get the football. No matter how you defend him, he can go just a little bit higher.
Here's Newton. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he's brought down. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And his throw is incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target. That'll bring up second down. And we take you through the starting defense for Jacksonville.
So Derek Marks couples movement skills and good strength at the point of attack to play awfully well at defensive tackle.
Now a first carry for Jonathan Stewart. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
Dante Fowler just made a play that he could be really proud of there. Nice tackle for loss. And what a relief it is for him to be back on an NFL field after missing his entire rookie season with a knee injury.
I think the entire defensive unit is relieved that he's out there. And that is incomplete. Fozzie Whitaker was the intended target, and it brings up fourth down. On fourth down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Back deep, Rashad Green.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
They come up in an offset eye. Here's Chris Ivory with his first carry. And he is going to lose yardage here. This Carolina defense, they ran into a buzzsaw in Week 4 when the Falcons put up 48 points. And Falcons offense is good, but it just doesn't look like the same Carolina defense we saw last year.
The dominant defense that you're talking about from 2015, that pressure from K.K. Short and Coney Ely up front. How about Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis Jr. at the linebacker spot? I'm not sure there's a better tandem. And maybe they're missing someone in the secondary named Josh Norman.
By the way, one final note from that game. The 5 on Allen Robinson. Kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Jaguars. Allen Robinson, 81 yards. And the Jags have taken the early lead. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, and even better run for big yardage.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, it's time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Second down here after the incomplete pass. They'll come out in the pistol. Second and 10. Newton again. They'll set up the screen for Stewart. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Newton now to throw. It's complete right side to Benjamin. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain. Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
20.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now it's Newton. And to the tight end, Olsen, right side. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
From the 50, Newton. He gets it to Brown, complete. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They go play action here on first down. And Olsen over the middle. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Now Newton. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. Give him 7 on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. This is turning into a bit of a death march here. The 13th play of this drive. Draw play. Newton to Stewart. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, That was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
Defense sinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Throwing on 3rd down. Newton. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
And Godot's kick is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So it was a drive that seemed to go on for an eternity, forever. Our sponsors were probably saying, hey, we need to get our products in here on these commercials. But after all of that, 3 points is the result.
Yeah, it's hard to say who came out ahead there, isn't it? On one hand, you kept the defense out there a long time. But after controlling the ball for so long and just moving the ball incrementally down the field, a field goal seems like a bad result.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They start on the ground with Ivory. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were...
Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, bounced right back on it, keeps possession. They do go for it. It's Bortles. And Robinson with a big catch. Call it an even 20 yards on the pickup. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. So a pause here for us as well. Time to pay some bills. Back with more from Charlotte after this. Now a play fake here on 1st down. They'll buy some time right. And his throw here's incomplete. Well, we have a second. I think we have to talk about the L.A. Rams. They started out poorly, lost 28-0 to San Francisco, but they've won 3 straight since, and 2 on the road.
Fueled by their defense, and remember, they've beaten Seattle and Arizona already within their division. And let's just stay out west. How about the Oakland Raiders? They've won 3 games on the road in a 3-1 start.
Yeah, 2 big-time surprises on the West Coast. On 2nd down, Ivory. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now a 1st down throw for Newton. And this is a catch by Ted Ginn. 7 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. And quickly, they get to the line. On second down, here's Newton. They'll set up the screen for Stewart. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the stick's moved.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Back to throw, Newton. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn. You know, it seems like most every week we're talking about young players, young quarterbacks that have really come on strong. But Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz, they've earned their stripes early.
Their play has really been off the charts. When you look at it, Carson Wentz, they made him the starter to begin the season. They're 3-0, and he hasn't turned the ball over yet. And Dak Prescott, they didn't expect him to be the starter at all, but he seized the opportunity. His team is 3-1, and he hasn't turned the ball over.
Yeah, 8 touchdowns, no interceptions between those two guys. They go play action here on first down. And caught left side, Olsen. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Second down now after the pass completion. To the air again, Newton. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So a big sack on second down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for third. Off play action. Newton. And Ginn's got it. And he's brought down after a good gain. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. From the red zone now, Newton. It's brought in right side by Ginn. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield.
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. Here's Newton now on second down. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Gano's kick is right through. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. On the return, this is Denard Robinson. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Charles Johnson's stock in trade is coming off the edge and getting to the quarterback. He knows how to make some of those subtle moves inside to help in the run game, and he did it right there.
He's an athlete back in high school, played football, basketball, track, so he's a mobile guy.
Mobile.
And he is going to be hit and taken down. Bortles sacked. K'Wan Short in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Second down, sack by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on third? We'll see. On third and long, it's Bortles. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
12 yards on the return that time, and the Panthers will get it here as they take possession. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter three.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On second down, they run with Stewart. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
He sets to fire. Yeah, man, it's caught inside the 10. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it seems almost effortless.
Now Stewart on first down. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Trying to punch it in, Stewart. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. Now the Panthers get set, 3rd and goal.
And the defense has to account for Cam Newton on this play.
And Newton's going to keep it. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Cam Newton scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there. Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Throwing now is Bortles. Over the middle, open is Thomas. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
That coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, but when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Well, now they'll try the end around. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Second down following the run. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the fourth. Another run. This time it's Ivory. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On first down, Bortles. And complete to Lewis over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be second down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. Trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
They keep it with Yeldon on first down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now they'll throw it. Bortles. That's caught at the 1. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Allen Robinson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On the ground, Ivory. And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a 1-point game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
On second down, here's Newton. Benjamin with it over the middle. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Simple slant route, and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. Now a 10th carry for Jonathan Stewart. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. To throw on second down is Newton. A dump off here to Stewart. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They go back to Stewart on first. And he'll fight his way down. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
3rd and inches, just turn around and hand it to the big guy and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
They come out here in the eye.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
Wake up.
Yes. Hey, check.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Mike Tolbert in the final minute. And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the 4th. And they will line up now for the 2-point try. looking to throw. And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for 2. And now the lead stays at 5. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. The Jaguars getting set to go. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute it.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
They'll look to throw. To the right side here, the tight end Thomas. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And they're going to speed things up here. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. They have the lead. Still a one-possession game, but the defense got the stop. They've got the football now. Just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. You know they're over on the sidelines now starting to take their tape off and, hey, we've done this thing. The offense has to put it away, and that means ball security.
Absolutely. Stranger things have happened. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Newton's going to throw it. And it's incomplete. We're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your...